stormwater. That's not a word that means much to most people, but it's a hidden factor in many of the challenges we face in our community. In this short video, we'll give you an overview into what stormwater is and why we have too much of it, and we'll explore the sources, consequences, and solutions. So, what is stormwater? Here's a picture of what stormwater is not. When rain falls on a forest or in a meadow, most of the water is captured by leaves or it sinks into the soft ground. Here you see rain clouds gathering over a neighborhood where homes and roads and driveways have replaced most of the forest and meadows. When rain lands on roofs or parking lots or roads or driveways, it can't soak into the ground. It runs off. That's stormwater. Just 1 inch of rain falling on a 2,000 square foot roof produces 1,250 gallons of stormwater, and most neighborhoods have hundreds of roofs. And of course, for every roof, there's also a driveway, parking lot, and some road surface that is generating even more stormwater. Too much stormwater is what causes our roads to flood. Too much stormwater is what causes our sewers to overflow. And too much stormwater is one of the main reasons that so many waterways in Massachusetts are polluted. So where do we see these problems here in our community? Wherever you see trash in our waterways, that's stormwater at work. Most of the garbage you see here was dropped on a street or parking lot. Then stormwater carried it into the river. When you see that rainbow sheen on a parking lot, that's a toxic chemical. Stormwater will eventually scour it from the asphalt and carry it into a stream. Whenever you see water bubbling up from a manhole, that's stormwater. And the water you see coming out of these drains is stormwater. It might look pretty, but it's not clean at all. So, who causes stormwater pollution? The short answer is that we all do. We are all part of the problem, and we all have the opportunity to be part of the solution. Let's take a look at how stormwater pollution starts at home. It's about to pour down rain here in this neighborhood. What is that rain going to pick up and carry into local waterways? Earlier that day, this resident fertilized his yard. That's fine, but he used a little too much. When the rains arrive, they'll pick up some of this excess fertilizer and carry it into a waterway. Another neighbor let her dog out to play in the backyard, but hasn't gotten around to cleaning up after it yet. The stormwater will sweep some of this pet waste into a local waterway too. Let's take a look at how stormwater pollution starts in the city. It's raining in Boston right now, the day after the Boston Marathon. A lot of the trash and debris left on the streets will end up in a waterway, thanks to stormwater. Let's take a look at how transportation causes stormwater pollution. Here's an image of a parking lot where a business maintains its fleet of delivery vehicles. If the mechanics have spilled any oil, brake fluid, or other chemicals, that's going to end up in our waterways. Let's take a look at how stormwater pollution starts on the farm. When the rain falls on crops, any fertilizer or pesticide that hasn't been absorbed by the soil will end up in a waterway. And of course, the storm will carry manure and mud from this watering hole downstream too. Let's take a look at how stormwater pollution starts at construction sites. Construction sites like this one usually feature a lot of bare soil. Unless the construction crew is careful, stormwater will carry a lot of that loose dirt right into a waterway. And finally, let's take a look at how stormwater pollution begins at industrial sites. Here we see the rain falling on transmission lines outside of a power plant. And here's a view of that site at ground level. The stormwater is scouring the parking lot, road, and any uncovered fuel or materials that are stored on site. Whatever the stormwater picks up, it carries it to the nearest waterway. So, we are all part of the problem. But that also means we have an opportunity to be part of the solution. And Massachusetts cities and towns can lead the way. In many cities and towns, the storm sewer system is in poor repair. Wherever you see damage to the sewer system, you know there's even more damage that you can't see. Here's that same storm sewer after some repairs. When the cities and towns invest in fixing their storm sewers, that's an investment in cleaner and safer water for everyone. In a healthy waterway, stream banks don't look like this. This erosion is caused by surges of stormwater from developed areas upstream. Here's that same stream bank after some repairs. Cities and towns can work with property owners to restore waterways so they can withstand surges from stormwater. There's not a tree in sight on this city street. That means that every drop that falls on it will become stormwater. Here's that same street after the city or town has planted trees. These trees will capture a lot of the rain before it hits the ground, and that water won't become stormwater because it will evaporate. Towns and city governments can help reduce stormwater by providing tips and education to residents about lawn care and pet waste disposal. Towns and city governments can help reduce stormwater by providing tips and education to industrial facilities on how to best store raw materials and waste outside. Towns and city governments can help reduce stormwater by providing tips and education to businesses on responsible ways to care for their grounds and walkways. That might seem like a lot of work, but it's worth it. Let's go over why controlling stormwater pollution is a good idea, and also that it's the law. Most importantly, controlling stormwater pollution means our waterways are cleaner and healthier. That's good news for families and children that like to spend time outside. Of course, Massachusetts waterways are home to many different kinds of fish and animals, and these animals all prefer to live in clean water. Controlling stormwater is also about public safety. Stormwater causes flash floods in addition to pollution. And controlling stormwater is a smart investment. Many real estate experts have found that property values are higher near clean waterways and lower near polluted waterways. Finally, controlling stormwater pollution is the law. The colored areas on this map show the most populated parts of Massachusetts. These towns and cities have permits from the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. These so-called MS4 permits require towns and cities to take action to reduce stormwater pollution. And there are fines and penalties for communities that fail to meet their requirements. Here are some of the things that MS4 permits require towns and cities to do. Public education and involvement, illicit discharge detection and elimination program, construction and post-construction stormwater management, good housekeeping, pollution prevention. Meeting the permit requirements does cost some money. The amount varies from town to town. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency estimates that it will cost most towns somewhere between $66,000 and $518,000 to meet their requirements for the next 5-year permit cycle. To learn more about stormwater pollution and how you can do your part to reduce it, visit the Think Blue Massachusetts website at www.thinkbluemassachusetts.org.